Joining us today all the way from New Zealand is Shelby customer and the supporting pastor from Elim Christian Centre, Peter McArthur. Peter, why don't you tell us what it was like growing up in the city of Auckland?
Yeah, I grew up in Auckland, and my mum and dad, when I was young, were pastors in a small church. And New Zealand, I guess, is really cool. It's kind of quite raw. You can see waterfalls, and a lot of people are involved in dairy farming or sheep farming. Yeah, grew up just going to the beach, and every summer would go on beach mission, which is just a group of young people would go off to the beach and share Jesus. And that's really kind of what my childhood was like. It was awesome.
So Peter, do you remember exactly what it was that caused you to become a follower of Jesus Christ?
Got saved when I was around 15 or 16, and it was actually in a Presbyterian youth group. I didn't grow up Presbyterian, but a friend invited me along. Got challenged one meeting to put Jesus as first in every area of my life, and I kind of wrote down some things that I was prepared to sacrifice to allow Jesus to be Lord over those things. And when I think back, I think of that as like my turning point.
Peter, what would you say is the main difference between the church in the United States and the church in New Zealand?
The church in New Zealand, for the most part, is still quite small. New Zealand's quite a secular country. A lot of people don't believe in God. A lot of people might believe in God, but don't see the church as a relevant part of their lives. Just so encouraged actually to see the church in the United States and some of the things that churches have been able to achieve here in terms of size and resource and outreach is just so far advanced to really what we are. And the church, and many churches here, are a symbol of what we could be.
So Peter, which Shelby product do you use? Which one are you planning on using? And what do you hope to accomplish with the software?
We are stepping from version 5, which I don't have much expertise in. I'm kind of new to the team, and we're stepping into Shelby Next membership. At the moment, our church has maybe 3 or 4 experts in Shelby. But we're a large church. We've got a staff of well over 100. So we want to see every staff member using Shelby Next for their own ministry. And actually more than that, we want to see our volunteers and our lay leaders eventually, and perhaps even our congregation members being able to log on to a coherent, easy to use, simple system that can achieve their needs.
Peter, could you walk us through a normal day in your life at church there at the Elim Christian Centre in Auckland, New Zealand?
I'm a supporting pastor, and I have some studies as well. And so I do those in the morning, and then in the afternoon I kind of get on with my daily tasks. I've got 4 main projects in the church to oversee, so I do them on different days. And so I look after the volunteer teams, I look after life groups, I oversee we call it Elim Care, but it's a volunteer pastoral care team. And I also am involved in kind of the pastoral leadership of services.
Well, of course, we're in Dallas, Texas right now at ISC 2017. Peter, could you give us your thoughts on your first International Shelby Conference?
Yeah, I'm just so blown away to be able to be here, actually. I got involved with Shelby because my pastor kind of introduced me, brought me in on an initial conversation that we had in September last year, and I've just kind of stayed involved and found myself increasingly involved. And so, so stoked to be able to come to Texas. I mean, for a small town Kiwi lad to be able to come all the way to Texas is really choice. During the conferences, during the classes, all the little details are now perfectly matched up. And so I've got a great picture of what the product is, what the product does, how it can further our ministry in the next 2 or 3 months. But even more than that, I've got a whole list of things that we want to bring into the church life, even in 6 months or 12 months' time.
Well, Peter, I know you've learned a lot and you've enjoyed the praise and worship here at ISC, but have you had time to get out and maybe enjoy some of the sights and sounds of Dallas, Texas?
Pastor and I, we love barbecue. Although barbecue in New Zealand is just sticking a sausage on a gas grill, so we are just so amazed to see the different meats you can have. And this Saturday we're looking to go into town. We'll see the JFK Museum, and it's fantastic.
Peter, is there anything else you'd like to say in conclusion before we wrap things up?
I guess I just want to kind of send some greetings out to all the American churches and that use Shelby. We really appreciate it as Kiwis. We love Shelby, and we see a real future for our church and for our communities.
Well, Peter, thanks for sharing your insights with us today. We are just so happy to be partnering with you and the Elim Christian Centre to help bring people to Christ in New Zealand.